Welcome to MLSsoccer.com's Playoff Central presented by Samsung Galaxy. With Andrew Wiebe, I'm Jason Saghini. We're here to give you fantasy advice. 2 weeks left in fantasy. If you're still playing right now in a head-to-head league, that means you're in the semifinal and you're hoping to make it to the final. Well, here's some advice to help you get there. Andrew, set them up. How many trades do they have left over the next 2 weeks? Lay out the foundation for what they need to do here.
Yeah, now we explained it last time. You were going to have 4 this week for the second leg of these conference finals. Hope you use them wisely. Hope you set up for this week. A lot of people, I think, are going with the strategy, myself included, to really load up on the guys that you think are going to win. But remember, you need to diversify. You're only going to have 6 transfers ahead of MLS Cup, so you need to have at least 5 guys that are going to move on so you can build that team. In my case, Houston Dynamo players go on the bench, and the other 3 teams make up my squad.
All right, looking at the 2 games. We'll start with Kansas City. Kansas City hosting the Houston Dynamo. Andrew, what kind of game do you think this is going to be? Who are you looking at in this game?
Yeah, I harken back to last season's playoff matchup, the second leg in KC as well. I think probably a tight match. Like I said, I think Sporting KC move on, but I'm loading up on KC defenders. I think your Matt Beaslers, of course your Aurelian Collins, guys like Sesanovic, maybe Chance Myers are going to get forward on the flanks. All good bets. But then when it comes to that offense, we've said it during this playoffs, probably not a forward core you want to go with in Kansas City. You will want to look at Graham Zusi. I think he'll be a big pickup. And if you have faith in Houston, perhaps guys like Boniek Garcia or Brad Davis could pick up some bonus points for you.
All right, we mentioned there aren't a lot of forwards to pick from. So looking at it, Will Bruin, CJ Sapong, Teal Bunbury, out of those guys, if you need to field a forward, who are you taking out of those? Well,
it is a crapshoot. Claudio Bielor is probably one you want to add in there, but who starts for Kansas City? I tend to think it will be Bunbury to put pressure on that back line. If I had to choose somebody, it's probably him, but honestly, he's a bench player for me. I don't think you start any forwards from this game.
All right, I'd go with Sapong here. I don't think Bunbury's done enough over the games he's played. Again, that's if you have to fill out a roster. Moving over to the Western Conference, I think this is where you're going to find your attacking points. At least that's what we expect in this game.
Yeah, certainly. You look at that 3-3 draw in Portland earlier in the season, plenty of goals in the last leg as well. I think you mix it all up. Obviously, Rodney Wallace in the back line. We've been recommending him all season long. You don't want to overbet on Kansas City, so make sure he's probably a guy you want to have in your lineup. And then moving to the midfield, it's the normal candidates, right, Jason? It's your Valeries, it's your Johnsons, it's, Johnson up top for the Timbers, maybe Javier Morales. It's not too difficult in this one.
Yeah, I like Darlington Nagbe or Diego Valeri. I think the Portland Timbers are going to score some goals. They'll probably give up some goals because of that. So I think you're going to see Javier Morales is a guy you can go with, Valeri Nagbe. And you mentioned Rodney Wallace should be on your team. Chris Schuler should probably be on your team because we've seen Portland struggle on set pieces. That's a guy, or Nat Borchers. If you're tight on money, he's only 0.1 cheaper. But those are guys you can get on your roster. And again, Salt Lake favored to go to MLS Cup right now with the lead. We'll see how this one works out, though.
Certainly. And the big one, captains. We can't forget about talking about that. Where are you going with?
I'm going with Diego Valeri. I think Portland has to score goals. He's going to be central in it. If they get a PK, he's probably going to take it. After him, Colin, I think, has a shot at a shutout. And, of course, we've seen him score goals throughout the playoffs. And then Javier Morales would be my third choice.
Yeah, the big strategy here, I think, Jason, it's the caparoo. You vice-captain Aurelian Collin in that first game. You see what happens, and then you have your pick of the litter from the Western Conference. If you don't know how to do that, make sure you check out the article on the site by Ben Jada.
If you don't know how to do that, what have you been doing all season?
How did you get to this point?
We've told you over and over. All right, we're wrapping up here. What we want to throw out is with only 2 weeks left, we're already looking forward to next year's game. It's already in the works. If you have any suggestions, if you have anything you want to see, let us know in the comment section below. We will try to push that forward. Obviously, we want the best fantasy games on MLSsoccer.com that we can get. For Andrew Wiebe, I'm Jason Saghini. That's all we have. Thanks for joining us here on MLSsoccer.com's Playoff Central, presented by Samsung Galaxy.